widdz here, and in today's video it's time for another PvP build to prepare you guys for the double conflict experience event that starts on Tuesday. This time around it's gonna be focused around pistols. Did you know I'm now a Kick partner? Go follow at kick.com/widdz for ad-free live streams. And the gun that's gonna be in focus is the Regulus pistol. In case you don't know how to get this one, you get it from the Iron Horse raid. And I do have a video on how to actually do this one because it will take a few weeks to get. If we take a look at the gun itself, it's actually amazing and super fun pistol to run, especially in PvE, but even in PvP. You want to make sure you get damage to target out of cover on the gun. And the talent itself, headshot kills create a 5-meter explosion, dealing 400 weapon damage and applying bleed to all enemies. If we take a quick look here, if we headshot, you see it explodes and it also do a bleed. Actually really neat because the way it works in PvP and on players is if they are knocked on the ground, you hit them in the head and it will do a massive AoE explosion that will do so much damage. And that way, with the right build, you can one-shot other people. But something that is a bit annoying with Regulus is when they are knocked on the ground, I think you have to wait a little bit because a lot of times you shoot them in the head on the ground and it just does not trigger. But overall though, it got the highest base damage and that's why we will be using it. I guess what you could use instead would be like a harvest. But honestly, if you want to have the most damage, it is Regulus that you should be going for. But harvest could be another solution. And of course with harvest you could even cheese it and go determined. Yes, you would not get it on every shot, but you would get one of the bullets if you knock one on the floor to get a guaranteed headshot. A lot of the stuff with this build is nothing too new, but something that was new with the Brooklyn DLC is the Imminence brand set, which is a pistol brand set that gives you 5 weapon damage and 60% pistol damage on the free piece, which actually gives us more damage than ever for a build like this. So we have 3 pieces of those, and in terms of stats priority, here is where you can do it a few different ways. Sorry to interrupt, but I got a second channel at youtube.com/widdz for scouts, vendor resets, news, and extra Division 2 videos. So make sure you subscribe to both channels. But something that you do want to do is to focus headshot damage everywhere and headshot damage on the gear mods. And then as a second attribute, I prefer to go weapon handling for faster reload speed, swap speed, accuracy, and stability. In terms of cores, I like to play it around 4 blues, maybe 3, and then the rest in red. If you really want to though, you could go 6 red and even glass cannon, and you can actually one-shot quite a lot of people. I don't remember exactly how much you do, but it is like 1.5 mil or above. So yeah, you won't be one-shotting everyone, but if they have maybe between 3 to 4 blues, it should be one-shotting. But that is an extremely hard build to play, because if they look at you, you will die. Other than that, we have a DH mask, which is a punch rank for that 20% pistol damage. And it have 20 headshot damage as a unique named attribute, right? Instead of 10, so perfect for this. And once again, weapon handling and headshot from the gear mod. Then we're also using contractor gloves, which is unnamed Petrov glove, LMG. Which you might be wondering, why would you use that? But since headshot damage is all we need, we will get extra damage from the 8% damage to armor that these gloves have. Yes, we lose weapon handling here, but I mean 8% damage to armor is better than the weapon handling. Continuing on the same theme, we have the named Fox Prayer knee pads, and they have damage to target out of cover. So once again, getting damage instead of weapon handling. So that's kind of how the build looks like. I did forget to go through the actual talents though, but nothing really new there. We are using Vigilance, which amps the damage by 25% as long as you don't get damaged. And that's why you kind of want to have some blues, because then you can use it with a big shield. If they hit the shield, you will not lose Vigilance, making it extremely good. And of course, the shield itself gives you survivability. Talent-wise, I like to run it with Unbreakable, because it gives you even more survivability. But if you want to go full glass, 6 red and the glass cannon, that can be something for you to test. Other than that, I mean, skill, we are using the shield. We're getting it up to tier 5, which makes it pretty tanky. And then the other skill is kind of up to you. I have the Riot Foam Chem Launcher, which I honestly think is doing more harm than good for me. But it is a pretty decent way to CC people in PvP. They're just running around. You will get the 2.2 second and snare, which can make it that you can hit at least one shot pretty easy. What I noticed myself though when I use this is that I get really good foams on them, but I don't really get the time to get the shield up and all that. So it's just, yeah, benefits for my teammates, but not really myself. Other than that, I mean, for Conflict or Dark Zone, you can use Pulse, or you can use Decoy maybe in Dark Zone. I would probably recommend Pulse though. Take a quick look at the stats here, since a lot of people want to see that. This is how it's looking. But I mean, once again, you know where to put all the attributes. If we lastly go through the specialization, you can definitely do this a few different ways. I choose to go Technician, and once again, I don't have pistol damage there. I really wish they took away this tree and just gave us 15 weapon damage to everything, because I do so many different builds. But of course, make sure you get sidearm damage there. The good thing with this one though is that you get +1 skill tier, which will make the shield stronger. You have Artificer Hive that you technically could use with the shield to make it a bit stronger as well. So that is something you could use in PvP. I haven't ran this in super long, so I don't know if I would really like that. But basically, mainly just running this for the skill tier. But it's kind of up to you what the specialization you want to play. But I kind of like the Technician just for the extra skill tier for the shield. And also for the second shield. But yeah, that is the build. Can be pretty fun to play this build sometimes, but it can also be a bit rough. It all depends on how good your aim is that day, I would say. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys live on my stream at kick.com/widdz or at Twitch or in the next YouTube video tomorrow.
An agent needs assistance.
But it's still not bad. He got fucking destroyed. I need to calm them right here. If this fucking fire could go away. Nah, bro. And no explosion. Yeah, no sound. Even when he was on the floor, no explosion. You're super weird to me. If I could reload my gun, that would be sweet. My game wouldn't shake like a fucking mud, dude.
Vital signs critical.
Barely see what the fuck I'm aiming at. Did they push her? Kills 10. Because I have a team that does something. Play this and get used to it a bit.
Nobody's pulling out. The fight goes on. There are no more rogue groups.
Regulus is for noobs, okay. What you playing? Pestilence. Imagine saying that Regulus is for noobs, but Pestilence is... and then he's using a Pestilence. I swear also if I was playing Mantis and just destroying, he would say that that's a noob gun too.